Welcome, listeners, to Embracing Power and Potential, your go-to podcast where we travel through the realms of personal growth, mindset mastery, and fear-conquering strategies to help achieve your greatest desires. I'm your host, Portia, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this transformative experience. If you're ready to unleash your authentic power and elevate your life, you're in the right place. Join me and our special guests as we embark on conversations that will broaden your horizons and enrich your journey. So, sit back and immerse yourself in these unmatched discussions. It's time to expand your mind and your life. Did you know that your bank account is a mirror of the beliefs that you have around money? In this episode, we're breaking down how to shift your energy, reprogram your mindset, and become a magnet for financial abundance. It's not about working harder, it's about attracting smarter. Hey guys, welcome to the part 2 of this Money Magnet series. I hope you took some notes from the first episode, and if you haven't, go back and listen to it from last fortnight. We talked a little on the energetics of money, how it is an unlimited resource, exactly just the same as air. We talked about the common money stories that we were told growing up and how to rewrite those beliefs to finally release those blocks to financial abundance. Today, we are diving deeper into the energetic exchange of spending, creating space for more to come into your life, shifting from a scarcity to an abundance mindset, and I will give you a few questions at the end to ask yourself every time you go to make a purchase, because this is a way to open your mind and enrich your relationship with money. I just want to make a side note before we start that sometimes talking about money can be quite triggering. You may not even know why. So when listening, if you do hear something and think, oh, Portia, that I just don't agree with, or I don't believe that, or any other negative thoughts that come up, sit with that trigger for a moment and get curious about it. Because emotions that are coming up are for a reason, probably to unpack a limiting belief that you may have. So let's get into the goodness. First, I touched on money as energy in the last ep, but I want to dive deeper to give you a real understanding of how easy it is to actually have more money in your life. Money is a neutral energy form, the same as this table that's in front of me, the coffee cup that I'm holding, or this pen that is here. These objects are all vibrating at a frequency, but to you, it's just neutral. You don't have any positive or negative feelings towards it. That is the same for us and money when we are born. Then we start to hear those stories about money to paint either a negative or positive story about it, typically reflecting your financial situation at the time or your family's, especially around those sponge years from 0 to 7. But now that we are older, we have the choice whether we want to hold good feelings about money or bad feelings. So that will then reflect in our reality through the emotions and the beliefs that we have towards money. If we are constantly saying or thinking the same thoughts over and over, oh, I don't have enough money, or I'll never be able to afford that. Maybe when I have enough money, I'll be happy. Or these I'm so broke statements, which I'm sure we have all either said these before or heard others say it. This is literally you just reaffirming those phrases to yourself. So then that is eventually what you will actually believe to be true for you. Thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are all linked. So these stories keep you in a lack mentality. You don't have enough, and therefore that will keep being your reality until you choose to change your story. Then, we have to look at our relationship with money and the energy that you are giving out when you are spending money. When you're at the counter about to buy something, how does it make you feel in that moment? Do you get this tight feeling in your stomach when buying something that maybe you actually really need, but you have those thoughts, oh, I should be saving this money? Because I know before I started my money journey, that's the sort of feelings I used to get. I used to have the money story that you work for your money, so you should save it. Even when it came to paying bills, it is something that I had to do, but bringing myself to actually pay them, I'd literally get this sick feeling in my stomach, knowing at the time I was struggling to get by, and maybe that money could have gone to something else, like food. This is actually why I started my money journey. I already knew about the law of attraction and a little around the energetics of money, so I thought I have nothing else to lose. I started reading books and putting these things into practice, and I'm telling you, within days, my financial situation started to take a turn for the better. When I was living in Melbourne, I did it hard for money at one point. My partner at the time had no respect for money, so when it came to budgeting, it was difficult. So I started to reframe my money beliefs, what I talked about in my previous episode. So I'm not going to go over too much of that again, but definitely go check out the last one if you haven't, because it's really important to uncover these limiting beliefs. So I started to believe that money was always there for me. And when I spent money, I still do to this day, I say there is so much more where that came from, literally while tapping my card. Or I'll say, I love spending money because it comes back to me tenfold. And I say this out loud or think it every time I go to purchase something, either with my phone or with my card or giving over cash, because that way it instantly takes that feeling of anxiety away when spending, and it takes you out of that lack energy, because you know there is more where that came from. This brings me to my next point, shifting from a scarcity to an abundance mindset. Most of society is unfortunately in a lack mentality, which is the same as scarcity, because we don't know any different. People praise the struggle, getting through tough times and still coming out the other side, because I know I did. That is why some people are so stuck in a cycle of hardship, because they actually get rewarded for it. So that belief of not ever having enough is actually serving you in a way. But life doesn't have to be like that. You have a choice to say, I deserve an easy life, and I choose to have overflow of money. It's a common theme for people to feel guilty or bad for wanting more money, like it's greedy. And it can be awkward sometimes to even talk about money with family and friends, because people hold this weird energy around money, usually because of being in a lack mentality. We believe that there's just not enough money for everyone to go around. And this is quite sad. And it's why people, think that money is bad, or, money is the root of all evil, because they think, why do so many people have absolutely nothing, but there's so many people that have a lot of money? But that's just because it's literally a matching of vibrations. So you need to change your vibration and actually believe that you are worthy to hold the amount of money that you deserve. Being in lack or scarcity means you feel like you have to hold your money close to you because it's hard to come by. Maybe you buy the cheapest meal when you go out for dinner because you think, oh, I shouldn't spend too much. Or maybe you don't buy that coffee because you can make one at home for free. I know, because I was exactly in this headspace. This is when we need to shift into an abundance mindset. And I'm not saying go and just spend all your money and don't save anything and, obviously budget still, but in an abundant way where you believe that there is more and, you can spend without feeling like it's not going to come back to you. Because being an abundance mindset is where we believe that there is infinite of this neutral resource to go around for everyone, as long as we are open to receiving. Another thing, the universe will not give you something that you don't believe that you should have. So the amount of money that you are calling in has to feel good to you. This comes down to feeling worthy. For example, someone may be calling in more money, but they know once they have that, maybe they will gamble it all away. So your subconscious mind would actually block you from receiving more money as a way to protect you, because subconsciously you know that it could actually put you in a downward spiral. Or you may have the fear that having more money means it will make more problems. So this is where rewriting those beliefs come into play. It takes practice and consistency to shift from a scarcity to an abundance mentality, especially for people who have experienced poverty, which, may have caused arguments in the household about money. Maybe you couldn't afford food, so this takes a lot of conditioning to unpack this scarcity around not having enough, not just money, but, your essentials. But I promise you, it is possible. By repeating affirmations every day, physically writing down your new beliefs and reading them out loud to yourself, working on your self-love and your worthiness, because these are the little things that will help you open up and actually receive more money into your life, becoming a vibrational match to the amount of money that you want to have. Ever feel like you're meant for more, but something keeps holding you back? Maybe you've read the books, set the goals, but deep down, doubt still creeps in. It's not just about working harder, it's about rewriting your mindset for success. I help ambitious young people break past limiting beliefs, step into their power, and create the life they know they are meant for. If you're ready to stop playing small and start living big, book in your free discovery call with me today. My website will be linked in the show notes, or you can find me in my Instagram bio. Embracing Power and Potential Coaching Services. A vision to empower 10,000 young people to create a life they truly desire. Okay, so I'm moving on to my next point now, where I realized that this money that we are all using isn't actually yours or mine. It belongs to the universe. And I know, I might sound a little crazy, but stay with me here. This is why I'm always a bit funny to talk about this topic, because, some people are so conditioned to believing their money stories that they actually aren't open, or they're so closed off to any possibility of money being infinite, because our parents, well, my parents I know, have always worked hard for their money. So for me to say to them, you can actually have as much money as you want, they're sort of coming around now, but it's taken them a hot minute to not just think I'm a bit nuts. But I'm telling you, this shit is true and it works. And I know it works because I've seen proof in my own life and so many others. Like I've said, money is just a neutral resource of energy. that is shared around constantly by us. If you think about it, money is always being recycled and there is an infinite amount to go around. You spend a little bit here and you get some from over here. Then I pay a bill and that goes out and gets recycled back to me through a person or a refund or some other different way that money comes in, which I know it always does because I believe that money comes to me in random ways. Remember, you create your life through your beliefs. So have fun with it. Have you ever heard the phrase, you have to spend money to make money? Well, that is true, especially around the energy. You are letting money go to create space for more to come in. If you hold all this money in your bank account and you don't ever want to let it go, because you feel like, oh, I've got to keep it close to me. And number one, you're in a scarcity mindset. And number two, you are actually blocking yourself from receiving more because you are affirming that you don't trust the universe to return your money. The energetics of money is also about the energetic exchange. How do you feel when you are spending money? How do you feel about the thing that you are spending the money on? If the energetic exchange is good, and yes, you might release some money, but the exchange actually feels good, that will just go straight back into your wealth. Because by being grateful and feeling good brings more things to be grateful for. Every time you spend money, you are making an energetic exchange. So to finish up, I'm going to give you some questions to ask yourself for spending money. Number one, does this purchase align with my higher self? So, what you're buying, is this benefiting your life? Is it going to make you feel good? Number two, am I acting from abundance or scarcity? So what's the energy that you're feeling while making this purchase? Number three, what is the ROI on this purchase? So what is your return of investment? Is this going to expand your life or is it going to be a liability and actually maybe be harmful? Is this investment in my growth, help, or happiness? And number five, I think that's number five. Am I trusting that money flows freely to and from me? So like I said before, are you trusting that the universe is going to give this back to you, even multiplied? So that is all from today's episode. We have the final episode on this Money Magnet series in the next fortnight. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I hope this is expanding your mindset around money and around the possibility to create change in your financial situation and your overall life. Because this is possible and this shit works. I'm currently working on an ebook around money mindset, so I will announce a date for that soon, which is quite exciting. It will be my first digital product to be out there. So I hope that you were enjoying these money episodes because I know I love talking about them. I am also an independent podcast, so a like, comment, or a share to maybe a friend that you think may benefit from this or on your Instagram stories would be so appreciated. You guys are the ones who help me grow this podcast, so thank you. Love you guys and speak to you in the next ep. Bye.